Hi everyone, it's Cal. I hope you're doing well. Um, Yesterday I had a friend fly in from Vancouver and um, we were pretty much inseparable as I was showing him around until midnight last night. So that's where I was yesterday. Um, Today I wanted to just respond to a question that was sent to me. And the question was, in a nutshell, I'm undergoing heartbreak, and how do I handle my meditation? My meditation is unstable due to this. Um, I don't have the answers. You have the answers. That's always my response. I'll tell you a little story about me in just a moment. Um, we have to remember that we are in a system, and the system teaches emotional intelligence and directing the mind. It's these two things. It's harnessing your emotions and directing them. So, and you do that through the power of focus. Also, we are building the heart. So pain actually builds the heart. Um, we go through painful episodes whenever we go through a big learning curve. And every day we sort of go out into the world to learn, and then every night we are replenished, and then on repeat. The Father, we go out and we are taught by the sun god. We are replenished by the moon at night. My suggestion is falling into pain. That's my suggestion. My suggestion would be stop the meditation. Just stop the meditation. It's going to come. If you want it, it's going to come. The mind overthinks everything, and I am probably the biggest victim of that for sure. When you fall into the pain, it's like the reveal of the illusion as you understand the learning curve. When you fall into the pain, you fall into the emotion of everything. So I would suggest really going into the pain of it all. Forget about the story. Just feel the pain of it all. Forget about the story. Forget about the self-talk. Just feel the pain of it all. I'll just tell you a little story about my heartbreak. When I was 25, I fell deeply in love with this fellow who um, uh, who didn't return my love. And we were together for, I think, a total of almost 3 years. And because the relationship wasn't sort of going anywhere, I woke up one day and that's it. I had to leave the country. The two of us could not live in the same country. The love wasn't being returned in the way I wanted it to be returned, the way I expected it to be returned. And I was completely heartbroken. The only way I could stay away from him was to actually leave the country. So I left Canada and I went to Denver, then I went and I lived in Aspen for a while, and then I went to San Francisco. And this was over the course of a year and a half, and I was absolutely devastated. I was devastated. And I remember one day I thought, that's it. I'm going to end my life. I'm done. And I was in San Francisco, and it was early, or it was late one Saturday or early one Sunday morning. I can't remember because I was in such a haze of going out to end my life. Life was not worth living anymore. I mean, talk about throwing yourself into it. I was really, really throwing myself into it, really, without knowing it. And so I went walking around the city to find a place to just lay down and die. My heart hurt so bad for so long, a year and a half. It hurt so bad for so long that I actually could not live with the pain anymore. It was infusing my whole body with pain. I was feeling so much pain every day. And I went walking, like I said, through San Francisco. I actually went, I don't know if you've been to San Francisco, but I went through Chinatown. It's got this massive hill in Chinatown. I was wearing a coat very much like this one and a hat because it was pouring down rain. And I could barely walk up the hill because I was in just so much pain. And then finally, I was almost at the crest of the hill. I was in Chinatown, and that was it. I had to lay down and die right here in the pouring rain. And so I got down on the sidewalk and I stretched my arms out and I laid face down and I was, okay, I'm ready to die. Okay, let's die here. And I laid there for a while, and then I could hear, excuse me, ma'am. And I looked up, and a store owner said, you're laying on the mat in front of my store. Could you just move a little bit over to the left? And I said, okay. And I sort of dragged myself over to the left, and then I laid down again. And then I could hear people were stepping over me. Life went on. People were stepping over me. And I think I heard a couple, hey, are you okay? But really life kind of went on. I thought, I'm not getting anywhere here because it's taking too long to die. I'm being distracted by all these people who are stepping around me and sort of saying things to me like move out of the way as well. And I thought, okay, I'll go around the back and I'll die there. So I got myself up and I went around the back of the building to this little scuffy corner. And I went, yeah, I'll die here. This is perfect. Nobody's around. So I went over to the corner and then I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die here and the rats are going to eat me. Or maybe I'll be in the process of dying and the rats are going to start to eat me. And so I started kind of grossing myself out. And then I thought, okay, I think I better go home and I'll figure out the death plan there. So then I started all the way across town to get back home. I was in Chinatown. I used to live in the Tenderloin, right at the corner of Geary and Hyde. As I go home every night, I talk to the prostitutes outside of my building. And then I went in this old shaft elevator that had no glass in it, just a bar, and you would go up. And the people that ran the building could not speak English, which was fine. They were Dutch, but what I'm saying was I encountered them on the way home. There was no sympathy there. You know, so I realized as I went home and I laid on my bed ready to die that I was really just, I had a lot of different emotions that I went through. And it was the mind playing itself out too. But when I laid there and I just really listened to the pain of my being in the heart and just really reveled in the emotion of everything, I realized, yes, there was emotion, and yes, it was being exacerbated by my mind. The story in my mind was exacerbating everything. But I laid there for 3 days, reveling in a sort of the pain of life and the lost love and what could have been and how I was rejected. And I came to a lot of revelations about myself and the story of the mind. I'm not going to go through them here because they might not be yours. And but I do want to say that after that 3-day period of really throwing myself into the sort of emotional agony of it all and feeling the pain in my heart and my arms and my neck, my back, everything was in pain. After the 3 days, I sort of just wore myself out and I got up and I was 100% fine. 100% fine. I was like, Okay, that's done. I guess I'll go up for a muffin. Um, Now, I'm not trying to poo-hoo anybody or say that their experience, get over it. Not at all. Not at all. This is life. Life is about this emotional learning and emotional understanding and truly deeply self-understanding. But I am saying you might want to try the throwing yourself into it technique. I don't really know a lot about uh, therapy. I do know a lot about what I am going to be talking to you about, which is the system and how to heal your body through using your mind and through using the body. So those are really my topics. But I appreciate the questions, and they are so stimulating, and they really help me go back and revisit my story situation, what I learned back then, and how it applies to me now. So I'm so thankful for all of your questions and all of your comments and likes and so I really hope this helped. Remember, we're building the emotional intelligence, we're building the heart. Sometimes every day is a challenge. Sometimes we fly through the day, and just trying to keep this at bay and trying to feel more, feel your way through life, because the truth is really in feeling. And the mind is learning from feeling. And when the mind starts to direct um, the rest of its kingdom through the body, which we'll talk to, I hope, hopefully soon, its kingdom through the body, then you have unity in being, because the mind is listening to the heart, and the mind is directing its constituents throughout the body on what to do by getting the directive from the heart. So I hope this helped in some sort of way. And I hope you have a great day wherever you all are. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.